So by now, I'm sure most of you have heard about the balloon, the Chinese spy balloon that's been flying across the United States freely and unimpeded. And as of the making of this video, from what I heard, it was shot down over the Atlantic. Finally. But it took basically letting the balloon fly from the west coast to the east coast of the United States without any interruption, anything being done to it. And it flew clear across the United States. If you look at the path that it took, it just went straight through the heart of the U.S. And our government finally decided that it was time to bring it down. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is manyfold. But before I get into that, I want to say that if you're watching me for Kim Gogan, I haven't made the videos yet. They will be coming soon. I'm still watching and researching things. So look for that in the next few videos. But I will be making Kim Gogan videos soon. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But don't worry about it. It's coming. But I did want to talk about this because I felt like this was really important to highlight and to educate people on what's really going on in this world, because people don't seem to understand. I always hear all these other big influencers and people talk about certain events and things that are going on in the world, and I feel like they're not speaking the real truth, right? That's why I made my channel. That's why I named it Real Truth, because I'm going to tell you the real truth. I'm going to tell you what's really going on. So I want you to think about something. If you're from the United States and you live in the United States, right? Your government cannot even stop a spy balloon from flying from the West Coast to the East Coast. The same government that charges you taxes to support them. The same government that has a $1.9 trillion, $1.9 trillion military budget as of 2023, fiscal year 2023. That was the budget. They cannot stop a fucking balloon going from the West Coast to the East Coast. That's your government. That's what you're paying taxes for. So let's talk about other events that have taken place in the last, 20, 25 years in the United States where they couldn't do anything. Let's talk about 9/11. If you want to believe the official story, which I don't, but let's say you believe the official story. There were a bunch of Arab hijackers that stole some planes, got on them, and flew across from Boston to New York. I believe that's, if I remember correctly, the details. It's been a while since I researched the fake story, the official story. But they flew from Boston, I believe, to New York and crashed those planes into those towers without our military, our Air Force, being able to stop them. So that's one example, right? Then you have what happened in Afghanistan, where they just got up and left, didn't tell the Afghani people what they were doing, or the Afghani troops, and they left a disaster there, and the Taliban took over. A war that we were fighting for over 20 years. And they just got up and left. Didn't tell anybody, didn't take our equipment. They just left everything there. Mind you, you're paying taxes for this stuff. You're paying taxes for your government to protect you. You're paying taxes for your government to have this military, this equipment, right? And this is what they're doing with it. Now, you look at the southern border of the United States. They can't stop illegal immigrants from coming in. So that's another issue, right? And now you have this. And there are many other examples of things that I could talk about, but these are the major things that everybody can see, right? Or everybody knows about. They can't stop a fucking balloon. A spy balloon from the Chinese government, who right now I would say is probably our greatest enemy. They can't stop the spy balloon from flying all the way through the heart of the United States and spying on everything in between. And this balloon, from what I could tell, seemed to have a specific path that it was taking. So it seemed like it was most likely being controlled. And it was just flying across and spying on whatever the fuck it wanted to spy on. Before our government decided, hey, let's shoot it down over the Atlantic. But if this is what they say it is, a spy balloon, right? The intel that the Chinese government was trying to get was already had. So you shooting it over the fucking Atlantic didn't do shit. First of all, you let it enter our airspace. Then So who's tracking this shit, right? Aren't they supposed to be tracking this? So they let it enter our airspace, and then they just monitored and watched it as it spied on the whole country damn near. And then finally they decide, okay, now it's time to take it down. The reason why this is a big deal or an issue, if you live in the United States, is because they can't even defend you from that. They can't even stop a balloon. What makes you think that they can do anything else? And again, the reason why I brought up 9/11 and Afghanistan and the southern border is because these are examples of how incompetent not only our government is, but the military. So they're showing, and mind you, I'm a veteran. I served in the military, okay? So I have a right to basically talk on this subject. I have an idea about what's going on here. So our military, our government is incompetent. They can't do simple things that they should be able to do. They're not doing these things. They're not even trying. They can't defend you. They can't serve you. Or should I say, let me say it in a better way. They're choosing not to. So you're paying them money and giving them all this $1.9 trillion budget, right? For them not to be able to serve you and protect you, which is what they're supposed to do. That's the oath that we took. We're supposed to defend the American citizens, and we're not doing that. So what good is our government? What good is our military? You can't stop a fucking balloon? Are you joking? And I know they can. I know they have the capability to do so. But they chose not to. That is my point. So what confidence should you have in your government if they've shown all these different examples of being incompetent, and now you're expecting the same government, the same military to protect you from, let's say, a nuclear attack from another country? When they can't stop 9/11, they couldn't stop this fucking balloon. Look how they left Afghanistan, and now the southern border, they're just letting whoever they want come in. So tell me where I'm supposed to have confidence in our military. Mind you, we have the capability to do these things. But our government and our military is choosing not to do these things. So why should I be confident in this country, in this government, or this military? Why? Can somebody please explain to me why I should have any confidence in this garbage? I didn't have confidence when I was in the military. I have a lot less confidence now because it's just gone downhill since I left. I mean, it was already pretty bad when I was in, but now it's just even worse than that. So, long story short, the American people should be protesting this shit. We should stop. I'm going to be honest. We shouldn't even be paying these taxes. We should just, what are we paying for here? What are you paying for? They're showing they can't protect you. They're showing they can't defend you. And the second that you go against them, they'll take your ass down. That's what our government is. That's what our military is. They're quick to turn on American citizens, but they're not quick to stop our enemies or to do the right thing when they're supposed to do the right thing, i.e. Afghanistan or the border. They couldn't stop 9/11. They couldn't stop this fucking balloon. They could have, but they chose not to. So you have your choice here. Do you want to look at our military and our government as incompetent or as cowards that are betraying their people? So are they traitors or are they just incompetent? They don't know how to do their job. Which one is it? Which choice do you want to have? Because it's one or the other, or maybe it's both. But it's not neither, right? It's one or the other or both. So again, I have no confidence in our government. I have no confidence in our country or the military. Period. That's part of the reason why I left the fucking military, because I was losing confidence when I was in there and I was seeing the trash that it was. So I said, I don't want to be part of this garbage anymore. I just don't. I had no pride in what I was doing. It was disgusting. But anyways, I think I said enough. I think you guys get the point. I just want you guys to think about what you're giving your tax money to, what you're paying for and what you're not getting. Right? And one last point I want to make. The funniest thing about all this is all these countries like Russia, China, the US, the big powers in the world, the major countries, they have the technology to spy on each other from space. They have satellites, so they can see all this shit. Right? They're all working together. So that's the ultimate truth that you all need to know. They're all working together already. So they're really not intending to defend you anyways. If anything, they wanted this shit to happen. They wanted China to spy on us. They don't care. That's the real truth. None of these people in government or in the military actually care. And I'm talking about the higher ranking. I'm not talking about the lower ranking, right? I'm talking about the generals and the admirals and those people. Up and up. And the people that are running the country, the politicians, they don't give a fuck about you. Who cares? To them, it's like, well, let China spy. If anything, they're in bed with China. We all know Biden is in bed with China, right? That's not a secret. So, what makes you think they're going to protect you from China? They don't give a fuck. They don't care. That's the real truth. But anyways, I think I said enough. I think you guys get the point. If you like, comment, subscribe, share where you can. Hit the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.